Hey y'all, welcome back to Baddie. It's your girl, Ayana, founder of Baddie. And today we are going to be getting into the things that I buy from Amazon to start off my press-on nail business or just doing press-on nails in general. I do want to start off by saying I did get a question on what acrylic kits I recommend from Amazon, but the truth to that question is I don't recommend any of them, just because if you've ever seen the acrylic kits, they come in a very small size and a very small portion, and literally the portions are so small with the acrylics that it comes with that it's like not even good enough for one nail. So I am gonna suggest some of the stuff that I would use as a beginner tech, and some things that are still, like, I would say a little bit on the cheaper side, since you are starting off and you don't want to mess up a whole bunch of expensive stuff, but it's good enough for you to start off with, unlike the things that you would get inside of one of those acrylic kits. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to search up is dentist bibs. Yes, I did say dentist bibs. Dentist bibs are good just for like going on your desk, because when you do put them on your desk, it helps keep your area clean and you have to worry about less cleanup. So let's go ahead and look for those. You're gonna look for it in the color that best matches your theme of your business, or if you're not doing a business, just whatever color you like in general. And this could apply to people that are just doing acrylic nails, or if you're doing deep press-ons like I'm doing. Okay, so I see a pack right here. We got a few different packs. The cheaper the better. Okay, here we go. These are actually the ones that I have right here, and these are the pink dental bibs, 3-ply, waterproof. Let's see how many they come with. Do it say it on here? It's 125 packs, so that should last you a pretty long time. Me personally, when I'm doing my sets, I use 2 per set, just because I use one when I'm doing the application and the shaping, just because since I'm not all the way there yet, I do use it to wipe my brushes off on, and that does end up working out pretty well for me, so I use it for that. And then once I move over to my design, then I use another dental bib. So that pack should last you pretty long, and that is $9.99. And as you see here, it comes in a few different colors. Depending on the color, it does vary in price, but they have fuchsia, gray, green, pink. Those pink ones and things look like they're a little bit on the lesser side. Purple, white, plenty of colors for you to choose from, okay? And that is the best part about it. The next thing we are gonna need is our monomer. I don't know if I spelled that right, but the monomer, this Kiara Sky is what I get. I honestly would say this is the best monomer for you to get. Let me show you it in person. I actually just got the pack, so it's gonna come in a box like this. Cute box, cute packaging. And for me personally, I got the 32 ounce just because I know that I want to do nails, and I actually do a lot of them. And then also just because when you're first starting off, you probably are going to need just a little bit more, for the simple fact that you're learning how to dip your brushes and things like that. So you are going to end up using a little bit more monomer than most people would use. I usually get the 16 ounce, which is this one that's showing right here on Amazon currently. And I'll show you the difference between the 16 ounce and the 32 ounce, which I have right now. So this is the 32 ounce. This is one that I just bought. And then this is the 16. Definitely a difference. This one's definitely gonna last me longer than this one did, but this one did last me a pretty long time, so I would say just go ahead and start off with the 16 ounce, because that would probably be what works best when you are first starting out. Next, what we're gonna need is our gel polishes, and make sure that they are gel, because gel just works a whole lot better with everything that's going on. You could start off with a simple set. Let's look here. Beetles is a really good brand, but I believe I have the Jewels. I cannot find the one that I have, but mind you, I did buy that a while ago. So let's go with the Beetles right here. It comes with a variety of colors, 36 colors for $25. And that comes with, yeah, like I said, that comes with $36 for 36 colors for $25. I really do love Beetles. I do have some of their products. Actually, let me show you here, because I did just read up. If you want to, you can buy the white and black individually, just because you're gonna have to end up getting those again, because those are more than likely, those are your main base colors that you'll use the most. Comes in this cute little packaging in the orange box, and then we got the black one and the white one. These work really well. I do like to use them. I use them in my linings and things like that, and it works out really well, so I do suggest that. And then I do also have the base coat and the top coat. Had to be sure to get that. I was running out of base and top. Let's go ahead and open this. And this comes with the base coat, the top coat, and the MAC coat, top coat. Just so you can see both. I run out of this really quickly, and if you watch any of my other videos, you see how much I stress making sure that you put your base coat on. So you're definitely gonna make sure you need that. Next, we're gonna need nail tips, okay? Well, depending on what you're doing, because you could get the full cover nail tips or the regular nail tips if you're just doing regular nail tech stuff. But in this case, since we are doing press-on nails, I'm gonna go ahead and search up the full nail tips. Okay, let's scroll down here. Now, I would say the Una gels, they're okay. I have those as the regular tips. They worked out good, but sometimes you're gonna want different lengths. So I would go with something that has a lot more length. And I would go with square, just because square is the most popular. You're not gonna get a lot of people that are asking for things like coffin or oval. That's gonna be very rare and in between, but it also does depend on your niche. Like my niche in specific is long nails. I don't really do good with short nails and things like that, and I like to do designs, so the long nails is what's gonna work for me. So you would just search up your preference. These right here are the 5XL. That's how long they are. It's not curved, and it comes in 12 sizes from 0 to 11, and that is starting at $8.39. They are 44% off right now, but usually I do get it for around that price. So it might be one of those things where they just marked it up to mark it down to make it look like it's on sale, but that is a pretty decent price right there for that. The next thing we are going to need is our nail files. You're gonna need buffers and files. And like I said, we're trying to keep it cheap here, so it really depends on how you want to go about it. If you're just starting off to see if you want to get into nails, I would say go with the less pack. That minimizes it a lot. But let's see, right here, like we have a 10 piece for $3.99. You get 5 buffers and 5 nail files. If you're looking into something with a little bit more, we have a 20 piece right here with 10 buffers and 10 nail files for $8.99. Now I would say buying these in bulk will be a little bit better, just because if you really plan on doing this, the cost per piece will be cheaper. So I would highly suggest buying it in bulk, but I don't know what everybody's budget is. So whatever works best for you, that's what I would suggest for you to do. Me personally, I just buy them in bulk. And then I also believe that I get like the 50-50 grid. But yes, make sure that you do get your files and your buffers. Those are very important to the shape of your nail. And you want to make sure that you do get that perfect crisp shape, because your application is everything, and also your shaping. It is a little bit hard to work with when you're working on the press-on stands, which we're gonna search up next. So these right here, these first ones that are popping up, they're very cute. Don't get me wrong, they're very cute. You get to do them individually and they're aesthetically pleasing, but I highly do not suggest those, especially if you're a beginner. Like, yes, it is nice to pick them up one by one and it has the magnet on it, but for me personally, for whatever reason, my ends, the little bottom part of the metal piece, always kept breaking off. The magnet was falling out. So it's aesthetically pleasing if you're like trying to take pictures and stuff, and if you want it for that, that's great, get that. But in terms of actually doing the nails on them, I would say go for the block. This is the block nail stand. I definitely do prefer them. I just started working with it more recently, and I would say that it does have a very good hold. It holds all the nails like this. Those are the exact ones I got, as you can see. And you could turn it either way. You could put it this way, or if you want them to go closer together, you could put the nails down this way. Whatever's more convenient for you, but I do say that block format, it gives you more of a sturdiness, which I would say you do need, especially with the slipping and sliding of it all. And then we're gonna need some Gorilla putty tabs, because you need something to stick it down to the nail. Okay, this is what I get right here. It's the mounting putty. All you do is you rip off a tiny piece, you roll it up into a ball, place it on there, and put your nail directly on top of it and firmly press down. It holds the whole set. I don't have to worry about the nail falling off of the stand, anything like that. It will hold the whole entire set, which is very pleasing. Which, going back to what I said about the other stands, I have the same putty and it didn't hold well on the other stands. I don't know if it was the material or not, but I do know that on these stands it holds perfectly. It does not fall off, anything like that or of that nature. So that is what I would suggest for holding that. And then most importantly, we need the acrylic powder. Now this is where I say go big or go home. Not in quantity, size, or anything like that, but in brand. Brand is very important when you are doing the acrylic powders, because not everybody has a good consistency of acrylic powder. The brand I originally started with was something really cheap. This is the brand that I started with, Morven. And I would say it was okay for learning, but in terms of me actually doing the nails and wanting to get serious about it, it wasn't the best quality product to work with. So now we'll go through here, and this right here is what I get. I get the Young Nails powder. It's easier to work with. It dries at perfect timing. It's easier to pat down, because with your brushes and in doing nails in general, you do have to be really like gentle, soft. You don't want to do too much or anything like that, or you'll just end up wiping all the acrylic powder away. With this, I could say it dries at a good enough speed where I'm still able to move around the acrylic, but at the same time, it's not just all falling off, if you know what I mean. So it's the perfect mix between hardening and not. Yeah, but I've tried that. And then I also have this brand. It's not on Amazon. It's somebody else's brand. You can't really see it that good, but it's called Acrylics with an X instead of a C. And they're really good too. So yeah, I would highly suggest getting this. I actually just ordered one. This is the bigger size. I will show you the bigger size compared to the smaller size, and you could decide which one that you prefer. But for literally about $6 more, look at the difference in size. Like I said, if you're doing a lot, that $6 is gonna end up making a difference if you just keep buying these small ones. So I say just go ahead and get the big one if you really truly know that you're gonna be about it, especially when you're in practice. You're gonna be using a lot of acrylic. So go ahead and save a little bit of money, because it is $13 for the small one and it's $19 for the big one. So if you see where my head is going with this and my thought process, you'll understand why I say get the big one. It's just, how should I say it? Less time consuming if something comes up. Because if you run out of powder, you're gonna run out of powder quicker with that one, and you're gonna think you had enough powder and you didn't. So just go ahead and get the big one if you can. I don't know what you're working with, but if you can, I definitely suggest getting that big one. The next thing we need is the nail brushes. Me personally, I don't even use the best nail brushes just because where I'm at, and I also be balling on a budget, okay? So the nail brushes I use are the Saviland nail brushes. And this is actually the exact one I just ordered. This one right here. And the only reason why is because these two are the same exact brand. Those two are the same exact brand. But this one does not come with a scraper. And you definitely need a scraper for these brushes, because I don't know what be going on with them and why did they be getting acrylic stuck in them so fast. But this is definitely a beginner brush, because brushes could get really expensive, like upwards of $60 expensive. And while you're learning, I would just suggest getting this. It's $8.49, not too bad, not too shabby, okay? That is a good starter for that, okay? Next thing we're gonna need is charms. Now, I have spoken on this in one of my videos. There's a difference in charms where you could get like a sample pack type situation, and then just like a specific type of the charm. Since we are starting out and we're not gonna be sure, I would say just get the sample pack so you can know what you like. Because once you know what you like, then you could buy the individuals where it comes in bigger quantities of the charms you like. So here's what I mean by sample pack. Now this is pretty much all the same thing, but it comes with different colors, different shades, $8.99. It gives you a taste of a little bit of everything. So if you have different styles, you could try that out. And then you'll have like these, which comes with a whole bunch of different little things. You have crosses, a feather, some shells, some pearls. This one has some loopy loops in it and geometric shapes. It even comes with some stickers and also some gems on the bottom, which is way more for $8.99 than you got with the other pack. So like I said, just go ahead and grab you a sample pack of beads and nail charms. If you are looking for like cutesy individual charms that come in like the different type of stuff, I would say go on Shein and look up their charms. Their charms are really, really, really cute. And you could get quite a few of them. And then on to the glue. You definitely want a good glue. You don't want anybody saying that their jewels fell off or anything like that. So we do want to make sure that we get a glue that holds. Is the Markart rhinestone glue. When I say this glue holds, baby, just make sure you're curing that thing. Once you cure that thing, it's holding. It's done. I literally messed up and put a wrong charm on a client's nail once and tried to drill it off. It did not come off. Okay. So on one half, just make sure you don't mess up on your client's charms, and on the other half, it does not come off. You're good, love. You're good. Like, this definitely has you. And then, oh, look at this. They even have the glue that comes with rhinestones. So however you want to do that, I definitely suggest this glue. Now anything further than that, I would say I have a wide variety of other things, but that's not really what you need to start off. So if you guys would like to know the other things that I buy off of Amazon for my nail supplies and things like that, the way that I do my nails, just comment down below and ask for a part 2, and I'll go more in depth into like the holographic powders and the different type of nail polishes I get that make it a little bit easier for like drawing, lining, things like that, because there could be specific brushes for things like that. But those are some of the cheap things that you can get on Amazon to start out. More than likely the monomer is going to be the most expensive thing that you pay for, but you really do want to make sure that you do have a good monomer. So please don't be cheap on that, because once you skimp out, it could be the wrong type. Just make sure you don't skimp out on that, okay? And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you want a part 2. Thanks again for tuning into Baddie's Guide. As always, we love it when you're here. Go ahead and check out some other videos and some designs and see if it's something that you could replicate. Like I said, anything that I do, it is a beginner's guide from beginners, so come along this journey with me, and I'll see y'all in the next video.